So here's another patch I needed to do. This is a page that happens after there's been an attack on the mafia families. And basically, so we got a hospital shot here of people being taken care of. I've got what I call the blood map. So sometimes I can draw blood out just in solid color without doing outlines, and Taki will know where I'm drawing the colors for the blood. But the issue with this page is up in the far foreground is the pin that the mafia guys wear that show that they're part of the family and they're invulnerable. It's like a badge. I have it way in the foreground here, but I do have it at this angle that makes it kind of hard to read. It's not impossible to read. You can definitely figure it out, but I've said this a bunch of times. I want my art and storytelling to be crystal clear immediately. I don't want there to have to sit there and take time to absorb it to figure it out. Other artists are like that, and they're highly detailed and highly rendered, and it's beautiful stuff, and that's part of the process. But if my work is so simple, why would it take more than a microsecond to be able to know what you're looking at? So nothing horribly wrong with this pen, but it's like it's not a home run. It's second or third base. So I'm going to lower the opacity on here. Just do a very quick on the new layer using my penciling pen, which is at a lighter opacity. Let's just make it a little more. Let's still be oval, but less at an angle, so it just reads easier, like that. It'll still be at an angle, but just not as harsh. Ooh, what is that? Ugh. So sometimes I'll drop in black lines on the wrong layer. This is just my white layer that covers up um, the template. And obviously I was filling in some black up here. Yeah, but I dropped it on the wrong layer. But Taki's already colored this page, so I'm not going to worry about that. Right now it's just this patch. So I'm going to grab the ellipse tool here, create another layer. In Photoshop, this is called stroke, but here it's just outlining the selection. I'm going to go with, I'm guessing this size at 22 because I'm going to ink on top of this this circle, so I don't need the thickness to be exact in any way. Let's see, I'm just going to lay it out here to help myself eyeball the ellipse. Let's way lower that. All right, so this is the kind of new ink layer. Keeping the stability on here up a little so it helps the line stay super solid, but I also don't want it to feel like I used a circle template, because most of my lines I'm using freehand, and there's a little bit of wobbliness to it, a little bit of sketchiness to it, so I want to make sure that that comes true in this batch, that it doesn't feel completely sterile. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Now, weirdly, I'm going to lower the opacity here and draw the knife on top of this, so that way when I erase some line work for it, it's just going to be, it makes it a little bit easier on me. Technically, I don't think when I draw this this pin that the handle of the pin actually overlaps the top part of the pin, but I'm going to allow that to do that here because it's breaking the shape here. It's going to draw your eye towards it a little bit more. So sometimes I like to sort of cheat by doing something that's not literal, but serves to draw your eye to a certain area. So by doing that, it's going to help your eye be drawn towards this pin amongst all this chaos of the hospital. There you go. Nice and simple. Womp, womp, womp. Happy trees. All right, now I'm going to go back to the layer underneath. And this is the original circle I draw. But now I can just very quickly, very easily chop those out, bump the opacity back up, Control E. Now it's all in one layer again. Whoops. I'm adding a little more dimension to it than I normally do. This way, it again, it just pops to the eye a little bit more. Put a tiny bit of texture. Not there though. All right. So yeah, that's going to stand out really well. But it still looks natural. It still looks like it's because I drew it at an angle. It doesn't look like it's artificially plopped there. At least I hope it doesn't. I'm going to do a little bit of rendering here. All right, now I'm going to go down to the ink layer and I'm going to erase everything behind the pen. And then I also have to make sure I get everything that doesn't, that's not underneath it. Pardon me. And I want to make sure that the shadows that I'm drawing some shadow here, right here and here from the pen, and it just helps anchor the shape to the shape below it. All right, let's look at it like that. Turn the blood map on. I'm going to have to adjust my blood map a little bit. So let's select that red. Make sure I'm on the right layer. I'm just going to fill this in. Got a little bit of lag going on my thing right now, but I'm going to fix that. I think it is mostly because the computer's been running a long time. The old restart really helps keep your computer running fresh, which I don't do quite enough. I feel like there should be a little bit of blood on the pen. And you see how I don't draw them exactly on the same plane? This drop, if it was completely flat, it would be like this. But this isn't completely flat. It's sort of lifted off of the pen, right? So got to just show a little bit of a lift there. And that gives that pen some dimension. I feel like this needs to pop a little bit more. The actual pin up here. So let's do that. Let's give it just a little bit more space. Oh, and I've got a new microphone. I just need to figure out how to hook it up. Especially with the program that I'm using to record this, I don't understand it all the time, and it's hard to just put the time in to look at technical things. God, there's something here I don't like now that I've changed the shape of things. I don't know how to tell you what I'm thinking here or why I think something here doesn't work. I'm just gonna have to do it, and then maybe we can discuss it in the comments and figure out why it works better this way.